this new Lorde album, yeah. Sorry, just didn't hear me. Let me preface this by saying it's not as good as Melodrama, and it's not as good as Pure Heroine. This is definitely her worst album. However, I do not think it is bad. I, personally, like this album. At least a little bit. There are definitely weak tracks on here. California, Fallen Fruit, The Man with the Axe, ugh, Big Star, and Oceanic Feeling are some terrible, terrible tracks. I don't like them. However, we also get some great tracks. The Path, Solar Power, Stoned at the Nail Salon, Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. I mean, Mood Ring. Yeah, a lot of people hate Mood Ring. I actually liked Mood Ring, so... I think the best part about this album is, of course, Lorde, as always. Her vocals are on point. She has this carefree attitude, which I think runs into an issue with this album a lot, is that she's trying to mix the carefreeness in her voice of Pure Heroine while trying to make the emotional impact that she made on Melodrama. And in some songs it works, as I just listed tons of them. However, in some of the songs it also falls flat on its face. So, yeah. I mean, I think the best track on here is definitely Stoned at the Nail Salon, probably. I like the guitar, and she sounds just fucking gorgeous. It's a very personal song, more or less, I think. It's less about the theme of the album, which is more climate change, which I'll get into in a second. However, this is definitely the best song on the album. Secret from a Girl Who's Seen It All is a close second. She is basically the story of the song is she listened to Ribs, which was one of her earlier songs, and this is basically her telling herself, like, from the past, who wrote that song, that it's okay. Like, this is her talking to her Ribs self. It has some nice instrumentation. Her voice is great. It has a great riff, and there's this like speaking role where it's like her on a flight plane or some shit. I don't know. She's like a flight attendant. It's pretty weird, but I like it. I like it overall. Yeah, no, I like this album. But the themes of climate change only seem to really be in a couple of the songs. Like, first off, the title track, obviously, Solar Power, the lead single, whatever. I think Fallen Fruit is sort of about it, I guess. I think Dominoes was supposed to be about it, just sort of failed. I mean, Leader of the New Regime was probably supposed to be about it. Oceanic Feeling was definitely about it. However, for a album that's theme is supposed to be centered around climate change, over half of the album doesn't even mention it. And some of the songs that I think are supposed to mention it, I'm not really sure. So, what? Anyway, let me get into some of the tracks I don't like. We'll start with the final track, Oceanic Feeling. It has nice vocals. There's some buzzing for some fucking reason. I'm not sure. There's some fine percussion and a decent bass line. By percussion, I mean bongos, but it's talking about, so it's basically familial relationships. So she talks about her brother and her future daughter, so like the past and the present. There's some weird laughing. The final minute is boring. I think this runs into the issue Dave runs into a lot, which is she's trying to make a song to be 6 minutes just for the sake of having a song that can be 6 minutes. It's stupid, quite honestly. The Man with the Axe. The instrumentation is weak compared to her voice. It's okay to have an underwhelming instrumentation, but you need to match that. Here's the issue I generally have, is that this instrumentation, with like most trap music, or with most newer rap, popular rap, is that the instrumentation is really weak, terrible, like, just down. And then it's just, I win, and, like, it's supposed to be this bombastic thing, and it's just not. But, I mean, another last minute that isn't great. I mean, I hate this song. Her voice, while it is good in the terms of this song, it is not even a little bit. I mean, Big Star, it feels relaxed while trying to make an impact. It's one of those tracks that's trying to fuse melodrama and pure heroin and fails. Everything on this is underwhelming. Her voice, the instrumentation, there's some weird, like, drum, I don't even know what to call it. It's some bad percussion, really, is more or less what it is. I mean, I don't really know what to say here. California has some bad drums, a fine guitar, and her voice exists. Let me go back to the stuff I like. Solar Power, it's a nice sort of beach tune. It has a nice, like, guitar behind it. I like it a lot. It's fun to listen to. The Path, it has some nice instrumentation. What the fuck? Instrumentation, the voice is good, and it's very lush. It's lovely. Remember that Kississippi record I was talking about? Yeah, it's basically that. You can listen to this instead if you're a Lorde stan, I guess. I don't know. It's basically that, pretty much. Like Mood Ring, I love the vocals. It's a nice guitar, and the chimes, those goddamn chimes, are a great touch. That's another thing on this album. There's some weird little tidbits on this, and that work to various degrees. The chimes, bongos, sirens, I mean, the flight attendant thing, Billie Eilish's signature, which is now Olivia Rodrigo's signature thing. There's some weird little tidbits in here that, depending on the song, just work with various degrees of success. I mean, there's definitely songs on here that I wouldn't really care if I listened to or not. Leader of the New Regime, Fallen Fruit, Dominoes. I'm feeling a light 6 out of 10 on this one. If you feel differently, okay, cool. I really don't. That's your opinion. Have fun with it. I mean, you can listen to this record all you want, or you can listen to it not at all. I'll just pick and choose my songs. But regardless, have a fantastic day, evening, week, month, whatever, school year. I don't really know. But make it fantastic, unless it's something bad, in which case make it bad, I guess. I don't know. Peace.